CCP's trade in old for new scheme signals deepening economic crisis. China's electric vehicle company Shutdown wave spreads. Experts unpack complex causes. Under internal strife and repeated leaks, the CCP amends its secrecy law in response. Leang Fu removed from military commission, Qin gang resigns. It's all covered in today's China Truths. CCP's trade in old for new scheme signals deepening economic crisis. China's economy is in a downturn, showing clear signs of a persistent slowdown as 2024 kicks off. In a bid to jumpstart consumer spending, Chinese leaders are actively pushing a strategy that, according to experts, reflects an economic crisis more dire than the one in 2008. Trade in old for new. At a Central Financial and Economic Affairs Commission meeting on February 23, CCP leader Xi Jinping pushed for modernizing equipment and trading in old goods for new ones to boost both investment and consumption. He's looking to rejuvenate the market with updates to everyday items like cars and appliances. Financial pundit Big Lou Talks called out these plans as more hype than substance, questioning the lack of detailed plans. Are they thinking of tax breaks or subsidies to get the economy rolling? He suggests the real deal requires connecting the dots between past and present. Upgrading equipment is about investing, while renewing consumer goods drives consumption. The aim is to ignite domestic demand. This time, it's not just about consumer items like the 2008 drive to get appliances and cars into rural areas. It's about invigorating both industrial and household sectors, signaling a crisis even deeper than before. In late 2008, the global financial meltdown tanked China's export growth, flipping it from booming to negative. By early 2009, exports nosedived further, manufacturing tanked, and power generation flatlined, forcing many businesses to shut down and sparking widespread job losses. The CCP's Appliances to the Countryside scheme was a response, designed to pump up domestic spending by subsidizing rural purchases of tech and appliances, with caps ranging from 2,000 yuan, about $278 for TVs to 1,000 yuan, about $139 for washing machines. This initiative saw the central and local governments covering 80% and 20% of the costs, respectively, aiming to cushion the economic blow and stimulate spending. Trade in old for new misses root problem. Wu Menghui, sales manager at Siemens, China, Company, Limited, criticizes China's strategy of stimulating the market by updating old equipment as a temporary fix that misses the rooted issue. He believes that sustainable economic growth hinges on ramping up exports, not just internal upgrades dictated by the government. This approach, he argues, lacks the long-term sustainability essential for real economic health. Wu asserts that China's path to a robust economy lies in producing quality goods that resonate with developed countries, fostering a cycle of solid international sales and genuine profits. This strategy, he says, is the key to revitalizing China's domestic market from its foundations. Online, the debate reflects a consensus around Wu's viewpoint: without strong foreign trade, internal economic efforts risk stagnation and deepening poverty. Others stress the importance of boosting consumer spending through fair wealth distribution and income increases, ensuring all Chinese citizens have the means to contribute to and benefit from a thriving economy. Expert warns, the CCP is backed into a corner, with no way out. Qing Xiaonong, a US-based economist, spoke to Radio Free Asia, critiquing the Chinese government's current trade-in initiative as a stark departure from the appliances to the countryside economic boost of 2008. Back then, there was genuine demand in rural areas for new appliances. Today, the government is compelling companies with no real demand to swap out equipment, fabricating a market need that prioritizes political ambitions over sound economic strategies. Fake demand won't revitalize the economy, he argues. Qing expressed, it looks like the CCP thinks it can just issue a command, and businesses will rush to update their equipment, giving the economy a superficial boost. But if companies actually follow through, won't they end up deeper in debt? Relying on government mandates to force economic growth just isn't sustainable. They're out of viable strategies, resorting to desperate measures. This clearly shows the CCP has hit a dead end. Latest signal of China's economy continuing to trend towards weakness. Recent updates paint a grim picture of China's economic woes, with local reports from the two sessions revealing that 17 out of 31 provinces fell short of their 2023 GDP targets, setting even lower expectations for 2024. In response to growing economic isolation and a slump in foreign investment, Premier Li Qiang, following Xi Jinping's directive, chaired a critical State Council meeting on February 23 aimed at boosting foreign capital inflow and addressing local debt concerns. This move, as per Radio France Internationale, is seen as a desperate bid to counteract China's dwindling economic ties with the West and the ongoing flight of foreign capital. Amidst global skepticism about China's financial health, the CCP is under tremendous pressure to find new solutions to prop up the economy. A stark indicator of the crisis is the 2023 foreign direct investment, which nosedived to $33 billion, the lowest since 1993, reflecting a drastic decline of over 90% from 2021's highs. Furthermore, the auto sector, too, faces a tough year ahead, with January's sales of passenger and new energy vehicles plummeting by 15% and 37%, respectively. The Chinese New Year holiday and consumer hesitancy for better deals are expected to drag February's car sales down by 15.7% year-on-year, signaling deeper market saturation and eroding consumer confidence. China's electric vehicle company Shutdown wave spreads, experts unpack complex causes. Lately, Chinese car manufacturers have been shutting down at an alarming rate. Hi-Fi, a new player aiming for the high-end market, just announced a 6-month halt in operations right at the start of the Lunar New Year. The fierce competition in China's EV, electric vehicle, market has sparked rumors that Hi-Fi might be the next to file for bankruptcy reorganization, following WM Motor's footsteps, which did so last October. WM Motor was among the first in China to mass-produce and deliver EVs. The CCP's push for the new energy vehicle sector in 2014 led to a boom in car manufacturing, with over 400 companies emerging by 2018. However, the bubble burst post-2019, leaving only about 10 still standing, including once prominent names like WM, Skyworth, Singulato, and iWays. According to China affairs expert Wang He, the downfall of these companies was predictable due to their murky origins and motivations, often more focused on fundraising than actual car production. Their lack of production efficiency and technological prowess sealed their fate in a highly competitive industry. He pointed out that the CCP's endorsement made the EV market seem like a gold rush, but without adequate financial support or technical skills, many new ventures couldn't survive the cutthroat competition. The extensive financial backing from various regions and provinces, seeing car manufacturing as a profitable opportunity, has only muddled the waters. Local governments played a crucial role in this car manufacturing movement. In September 2020, WM Motor's 10 billion yuan D-round funding set a record for the largest financing round in the sector, with significant contributions from local governments like Jiangsu Kunshan, Anhui Hefei, and Hunan Hanyang. Public records also show that Skyworth Auto received backing from local funds in places like Hunan Changsha, Qingdao Pingdu, and Guangxi Nanning. Xufan Ding, an emeritus professor at National Taiwan Normal University, noted to the Epoch Times that this dependency reflects a quasi-feudal economic system. With many local governments nearly bankrupt and unable to pay wages, sustaining long-term subsidies for the auto industry is becoming increasingly untenable, suggesting that the trend of company closures is likely to continue. Expert warns, government interference complicates auto mergers and acquisitions. According to Li Xiang, Li Auto's CEO, government meddling is shaking up the mergers and acquisitions scene in the auto industry. On February 21, he made a case for regulatory bodies to craft a merger and acquisition framework, pointing out the dire financial and operational straits many newcomers face. He stressed that the fallout from company shutdowns far outweighs the impact of mergers and acquisitions, underlining the critical need for a robust system to facilitate company mergers and restructures. China's push for new energy vehicles has hit a snag, with numerous projects on hold, leaving a staggering 3.8 million units of capacity idle and billions in investments going to waste. Despite ambitious goals, like those of WM Motor and Skyworth Singulato, the harsh reality is a vast gulf between planned and actual production capacity, with Tianyanka reporting over 100 billion yuan raised by these struggling ventures. Professor Ding Shufan chimed in on Li's proposal, noting China's departure from a pure market economy and highlighting the complicating factor of local government support, which introduces a feudal dynamic to the market. This support muddles the merger and acquisition process, driven usually by market forces and share values. Wang Yi raised concerns about the potential for significant social losses due to the auto industry's oversized investments not being fully leveraged. He emphasized the importance of activating and integrating current investments to prevent them from turning into sunk costs, calling for a collective effort to enable the market's self-correction mechanism. He also cast doubt on the Chinese government's capability to oversee an effective merger and acquisition strategy, critiquing the government's heavy-handed approach that distorts the market and may serve the interests of a select few. The year has seen relentless price wars among EV dealers, escalating into a grueling battle of attrition. Finance Cold Eye, a noted financial influencer, told the Epoch Times that Chinese automakers face a grim reality, an oversaturated production capacity the domestic market can't absorb, compounded by a significant drop in consumer spending due to economic downturns. This situation is exacerbated internationally by tariff and trade barriers from countries like the US and Europe, wary of China's competitively priced EVs disrupting their markets. The outlook for Chinese car manufacturers is bleak, facing substantial hurdles both domestically and on the global stage, signaling a pressing need for strategic realignment and regulatory intervention to navigate the saturated and fiercely competitive market. Under internal strife and repeated leaks, the CCP amends its secrecy law in response. The 8th session of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, NPC, of the Chinese Communist Party wrapped up in Beijing on Tuesday, February 28, endorsing the updated State Secrets Law, marking the first revision in 14 years. The revamped legislation broadens the scope of what's considered secret and the actions required to safeguard these secrets, along with tightening restrictions on those with access to classified information. Specifically, individuals are now barred from certain jobs and international travel during their declassification period, with breaches subject to legal action. The law now extends its reach to include the protection of work secrets, with measures in place for leaks of non-state secrets by organizations and entities. This new version will be effective from May 1 this year. Experts argue that this legal adjustment is a countermeasure to the CCP's recent spate of information breaches. Yao Cheng, a former lieutenant colonel and staff officer in the CCP's Naval Command, remarked, "This definitely ties back to the recent spillover of secrets, particularly those from the rocket force." The United States Air Force Academy unveiled a thorough summary that exposed extensive details about the rocket force, from leadership to intricate specifics. The exposed details couldn't have come from mere surveillance or satellite observations. In October last year, the United States Air Force Academy published a comprehensive 250-page study on the CCP's rocket force, detailing its evolution and strategic placements. Allegedly, this led the CCP's current leader to thoroughly overhaul the rocket force, replacing numerous high-ranking officials and arresting at least 70 individuals. This leaking incident underscores the CCP's internal strife, with Xi Jinping aiming to consolidate political control by revising the secrecy laws, according to analysts. Current affairs commentator Qin Peng noted, "A significant aspect of the secrecy law is the enhanced dominion of the Chinese Communist Party over national secrets, clearly indicating Xi Jinping's intent to directly oversee and manage secrecy measures nationwide." This move also hints at numerous crises he's faced recently, necessitating his direct involvement now. The CCP is now intensely cautious about its secrets being leaked. Thus, the power to independently define what constitutes a state secret has been centralized under Xi Jinping's direct command. Yao Cheng commented, "This also showcases the extreme instability within Chinese society, often accusing foreign hostile forces of manipulation." The secrecy law is being used to exert comprehensive control over society. Analysts warn that the CCP's relentless drive for tighter control and governance might ultimately precipitate the social structure's downfall. Li Shangfu removed from military commission, Qin gang resigns. Li Shangfu, 66, the CCP's former defense minister, vanished from public view since his October dismissal from his roles within the military commission, state council, and as defense minister. Despite this, he continued to appear as a member of the CCP Central Military Commission on the Defense Ministry's website. However, in the latest development on Monday, February 26, it came to light that Li Shangfu's name had been scrubbed from the Defense Ministry's site. Notably, as of now, the CCP has yet to disclose any details on Li Shangfu's investigation or dismissal. In response, commentator Tang Jingyuan remarked that they've removed Li Shangfu from the CCP Central Military Commission without convening a central committee session, which is odd. This kind of haphazard action, lacking any procedural adherence, breeds a deep-seated crisis of confidence, potentially amassing a slew of adversaries for Xi Jinping. Li Shangfu was not the only senior CCP official to be suddenly purged last year. In the same case, Qin Gang, barely 7 months into his role as foreign minister, faded from public view last June, later being stripped of his post without any subsequent appearances or explanations from the CCP. Notably, on February 27, the NPC's Standing Committee disclosed Qin Gang stepping down as a delegate to the 14th National People's Congress. Amid circulating rumors of Qin Gang's death, this resignation announcement, instead of a dismissal or impeachment, has piqued public interest. Senior commentator Li Lin mentioned, there were initial rumors of Qin Gang's death, some even suggesting a failed attempt to take his own life. His resignation, an active verb, seems to be the authorities' way of quashing rumors, hinting at Qin Gang's possible survival. In that context, the anticipated third plenary session of the CCP's 20th Central Committee, scheduled for last October or November, has yet to occur. Li Lin further noted, deciding when to hold the third plenary session appears to be a pressing concern for the authorities. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.